Caroline, what I find particularly hilarious about this is China is able to do whatever the hell it wants on climate until 2030, right? Every 16 days, they replace everything we do in 1 year, and even if Australia did everything Pocock and the Greens wanted us to do, 1% of the world's problem. Talk about trying to go for the hunt for something that makes him feel like he's achieved something. So when he goes back to either the lower threshold of the double D election and he tries to get another Teal elected with him in the ACT, or Labor increase the number of senators in the Territory, which they will do, that'll mean there's even more people to come along. But is this an actual solution to climate?
No, of course not. And do you think those children in China are going to be traumatised by their country's policies on climate when they grow up? No, they're going to be bossing everyone else around because those kids are too busy getting ahead in school and getting educations that leave us for dust.
Yeah, correct, because ours are being indoctrinated,
with this kind of stuff, with this and climate stuff. But I think it's funny that we talk about, well, it's not funny, actually, it's really tragic that we talk about what harm it could have to kids. What about the harm that transitioning to renewables and crapping all over fossil fuels is having to families
what
who
about the mining
can't
town?
afford their energy bills, to mining towns?
But what about the mining town we learned about
kids in those
today?
families?
300 families gone because the mines disappeared. Oh, those kids, don't worry about them.
They don't matter.
Again, Sam, look, this is one of those easy ones that gets all the clapping going on Twitter. It's a way of pretending that the Labor Party's going to stop new coal. But if they do, they'll be doing what the Greens want, not what they said, which is, there's a future for coal in Australia.
I have to admit, I'm like a little bit empathetic to Pocock on this. Where I get off the boat on this one, though, is why isn't he on shows like this making the case to audiences like yours?
Very fair point.
He wants to raise these things and have his debating session in Canberra on the red benches, and that's fine. And then he wants to go back to his constituents in the ACT and tell everyone, I showed them, I stopped new coal, blah, blah, blah. That's not the thing that's stopping the climate debate from the Labor Party's perspective. The thing that's stopping the Labor Party doing anything on this is where the community is at. And frankly, audiences like yours are the parts of society that we need to convince. In the left, we need to, carve off sections of your audience and say, hey, here's a way. So if he wants to do stuff like that, great. But come on shows like this. Go on shows like Shari. Go on shows like Ken. And have the argument and the discussion with you guys.
I will make it easier for them.
Don't just talk to your own base.
That I'll fly to Canberra the next time there's a sitting and I'll just go, all right, Matt Canavan over there, Pocock here, and I'll sit there and just keep it revving for a good hour. But you're absolutely right. But of course, it's all just about doing the circle of leaking it to either The Guardian, leaking it to the ABC, going on Radio National, having a chat in the middle of the day.
And then Labor will invariably knock it over, and then they'll say, you see, nothing's happening because of Labor, but elect me and I'm on your side and I'll do the right thing.
This is what he said, by the way, on Sky News today, just during the daytime. Not now.
The developing countries thing is always used. People there, they just want to be able to turn the lights on. And we're now in a situation where solar and wind are cheaper than coal. So why are we profiting off them by just saying, we'll continue to export coal when we know that it is dooming young people?